In this video, we'll discuss combined patterns. And our first question says, consider the following series of numbers: 3, 4, 3, 8, 3, 12, 3, 16. And the first question is, find the next four terms in the sequence if the pattern continues. And what we can see is that every second term is 3. And every other term goes 4, 8, 12, 16, which means we are adding 4. So the next four terms in this pattern would be 3, 20, 3, and 24. The second question is, calculate the sum of the first 120 terms in the series. So if we want to find the sum of the first 120 terms, we know that 60 of those terms would be equal to 3. So 60 terms would be equal to 3. So the sum of those 60 terms would be 3 times 60, which is 180. And the other 60 terms would consist out of the pattern 4, 8, 12, and 16. Now if I isolate every second term, I can create a new pattern. Now the A value in this pattern is 4, and the constant difference between terms are also 4. And because we have 60 terms in this pattern to make up the 120 terms, we can use the SN formula for an arithmetic sequence. So that will be 60 over 2, and in brackets, 2 times 4 minus 15, 9, which is n minus 1, times 4. And if I multiply out, that is 7,320. Therefore, the sum of 120 terms in the original pattern is 7,320 plus 180, which is 7,500. In our second question, we have given a quarter, 2, an eighth, 5, 1 over 16, and 8. Give the next two terms in the sequence. So I can see it goes a quarter, and then 1/8 if I skip 2, and then 1 over 16 if I skip 5. Now I can see that I'm multiplying the denominators by the same number. So I'm multiplying 4 by 2 to get to 8, and 8 by 2 to get to 16. But at the top it stays 1. So that means I must be multiplying with a half in between terms. So 1 over 16 times a half would be 1 over 32. And for every other term, I can see that I'm adding 3. So the next term then, after 1 over 32, would be 11. The next question says, calculate the sum of the first 40 terms in the sequence. So we can see that we have two combined patterns. And the first 40 terms would be 20 of those patterns would be in a geometric sequence, and 20 of those patterns would be in arithmetic sequence. So if I isolate those two patterns, I have a quarter, 1 over 8, 1 over 16, 1 over 32 as my geometric sequence. And my arithmetic sequence would be 2, 5, 8, and so forth. Now, on the left with the geometric pattern, I can see that the A value is a quarter, and the ratio would be 1/8 divided by 1/4, which is a half. So the sum of the 20 terms would be equal to a quarter, and in brackets, a half raised to the power of 20 minus 1 divided by a half minus 1, which is equals to 0.4999 recurring, which we can round off to a half. In the arithmetic sequence, we have a is equals to 2 and the constant difference is equals to 3. So the sum of the 20 terms on this side would be 20 over 2 times 2 times 2 plus 19, which is n minus 1, times 3. And if I multiply out, I find that these 20 terms add up to 610. Therefore, for the combined sequence, the sum of the first 40 terms would be equals to 610 plus a half, which is 610.5.